For the introduction, I will elaborate the overview of EKSA. EKSA was launched in January 2014 as a rebranding project of the public sector 5S practice to showcase a quality and friendly work environment in order to be more relevant to Malaysian public sector organization. Next, the 5S approach is enhanced by the addition of 5 new elements, which is corporate image, agency diversity, a good work environment, creativity and innovation, and lastly, go green practices. The EKSA's 5S practice is sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. Last but not least, the primary goal of rebranding the public sector 5S practice to EKSA is to allow government agency to enhance their corporate image, to focus on ensuring that auditing components fulfill government entities' requirements, and many more.
Next is background of Al-Bakti Mosque Day and the other activity like Mutual Aid, which is monthly activities conducted by committee members of the mosque. The motto of the mosque is clean and friendly worship. Besides, the vision of the mosque is it functions as a center of worship and as a center for knowledge development to expand faithful and develop society. Next, the mission of the mosque, which is to establish a professional and integrity mosque management system, group consultation approach, as well as to develop programs and posts to escalate religion understanding among the society.
Next, there were numerous initiatives that the organization could implement to improve the corporate image. To begin, businesses must update and upgrade their collaboration social media platforms, such as Instagram and Facebook. The group should post more images of the mosque, update the events that have been taking place in the mosque, and post the most recent information on the upcoming activities that will take place in the mosque. Since a younger generation in the masses is now more social and linked using social media, employing social media as a means of information and communication to the community is very effective. Furthermore, there is a change that the plural community will find or notice a post or feed about the mosque without having to look for it first. Following that, the organization should create and build an incredible website that is integrated and full of information regarding the collaboration. Given that Al-Bakti Mosque lacks its own website, the organization should build a separate and distinct mosque website. Furthermore, the organization must include all the relevant information about this mosque. For example, the late Dato' Haji Abdullah Bakti donated the land for this mosque, and the name of the mosque is derived from his father's surname, which is Bakti. The existence of this website simplifies things for people, particularly for the older generation who only know how to discover website or web pages. Lastly, the organization needs to upgrade the internal and the external condition of Masjid Al-Bakti by applying the 5S practices. The first is sort. The mosque organization must dispose of religious books and old Quran that have been damaged. Next practice is set in order. The organization should organize the Al-Quran and religious books in the cupboard. Besides that, the cupboards that stores the Al-Quran is also in a random position and spread throughout the mosque. Next is shine. The organization must clean the walls, floor, carpets, and the fence in the mosque regularly so that the environment is clean from the dirt and dust that can affect the function of the equipment, products, quality, and health of the pilgrims. Next is standardize, which is the choice and type of curtain chosen to divide the space between male and female congregation is not very suitable. It is because 1 out of 5 pairs of the curtain is thin and see-through. It makes female congregation feel uncomfortable. Lastly, the last practice is sustain. The organization must make a duty schedule every day to maintain the 5S practice.
Now we proceed with approaches to inculcate creativity and innovation. Creativity and innovation are the significant elements that will assist to produce modern and latest design that can enhance consumers' productivity with thrifty budget. The first approach of creativity is novelty, whereby it needs efforts to produce something partly or wholly new. This approach is about to replace curtain partition with wooden partition, in line with the latest trend of moss divider to separate between male and female room. It's also because of its durability and static position to ensure worshippers feel not bothered. Besides, the second approach is making a change by putting new properties into existing practice or idea. For this approach, Albert Timos should have particular wardrobe for Muslimas equipment like telekul rather than use clothes hanging rack to maintain tidiness of the mosque. Third, trying to use imagination to find for new possibilities that were not previously thought before. Since Albert Timos handles programs and competitions every month, and there will be meals provided, there should be a pantry provided to keep kitchenware as well as mini cafe to serve people appropriately at once to separate between prayer room and dining room. They should also have a store to keep measuring management equipment like coffin and the other tools. Lastly, applying the concept of departure to find for new, more different things that are better from what was available. In attempt to fulfill this element, we choose to use do-it-yourself, which is DIY concept. For example, this concept will be used to make shelves that require to put or hang on the wall, to put light things like Yasin, Al-Maksurat, or put donation funds. Meanwhile, the first approach of innovation include improve something to the latest trend, whereby this approach can be realized by using automatic sensor pipe to replace the existing pipe. It is a great innovation to be utilized as it can save water as well as to reduce water wastage. Besides, the second approach of innovation include technology improvement. To meet this goal, the mosque should put television like digital television in the Muslimas room instead of using curtain to see the speaker during tazkirah sessions. Lastly, the third approach of innovation is trying to realize perception of consumers in terms of their dynamics organizational requirements. For this approach, the responsible parties need to ensure the mosque is free from dust and spiderweb to ensure fresh air and maintain beauty environment.
Next, we move to the initiative to support Go Green Practice. Go Green Practice is a movement that aims to preserve and create a better living environment for all creatures, which are human, flora, fauna, and all other creations of God, such as water, land, air, and so on. In this EKSA, we have chosen to do the implementation for the mosques, which are some places that we are focused to do some initiative to support Go Green Practice, such parking garage and mosque kitchen, toilet, changing room, prayer room, and outside prayer room, also recycling center. First, we will use the ecosystem called photovoltaic cells, which is PV as the new rooftop. PV cells is with the sun emitting enough energy to provide human consumption for a year. The most prominent advantage of PV cells is the clean and green energy they provide. Therefore, the mosque does not need to worry about the panels generating any greenhouse gas because this system is not harmful to the air like carbon dioxide. Solar PV has an important role in the smart energy network, which works on distributed power generation, which is DPG. DPG is very environmentally friendly as it helps reduce electricity production in centralized power plants. Second, we will use low energy LED bulb. Moreover, switching to energy efficient lighting is one of the fastest ways to reduce energy bills. Also, it is considered using controls such as timers and dimmers to save electricity. Last but not least, we will create a recycling corner in one of the places where people can learn about the proper way to dispose of garbage when they come to the mosque. In this way, we will use eco-friendly trash can that will help to reduce the pollution caused by waste.
Efforts to expand the implementation of conducive ecosystem. EKSA can be implemented in an orderly manner through the establishment of an EKSA implementation committee and setting a clear implementation action plan. Everyone has their responsibilities and roles. First, advisor. The advisor's responsibilities include establishing EKSA mosque policies, regulations, and guidelines, as well as determining the overall direction of EKSA implementation. Second, coordinator. Coordinator organizes implementing committee meetings and coordinates all EKSA most related initiatives and programs. Third, facilitator. Facilitator role is providing training and guidance to every zone leader and member to ensure that all groups follow the rules and guidelines provided. Fourth, leader of training. Among its responsibilities is the creation of a plan for the implementation of training activities to infuse the EKSA culture in all employees of the organization in the mosque. Al-Bakti most conducive ecosystem. First, main prayer room, comfortable and lush. This mosque prayer room also has a variety of equipment for the congregation. They have comfortable carpets and adequate air conditioning. Second, meeting room. Meeting room is where the ideas for the program organized by the mosque originated. The meeting room is also fully equipped with air conditioning and a comfortable desk. Third, lecture hall. The lecture hall is frequently used for scientific research and study. This location also has a large collection of scientific books, including Al-Quran, Yasin, and other reading materials. Fourth, main hall. Among them are distribution program of Bubu Lambuk, distribution of aid to the villages, and so on. Certain parties can also, if they want to rent the hall for beneficial purpose, such as talks and scientific programs.
Okay, Masjid Al-Bakti license under the administrative cluster, which is audited according to Model B. Model B is a combination of generic and specific criteria. It is a component of the evaluation criteria such as components A to F. This is to ensure that the audit is carried out comprehensively and meets the diversity and different aspects between an entity. So how do you ensure the implementation of EKSA? First, we make observation around Masjid Al-Bakti. Then we perform auditing during the day or at the time where there's not many people that come. Third, we use EKSA auditing criteria as a guide, and we also did discussion in group and with the commit members of Masjid Al-Bakti. Lastly, we collect information from people and take pictures as an evidence. Okay, then next, the benefits and challenges of EKSA. From this program, Masjid Al-Bakti had increased efficiency and reduced operating costs. Besides, we also can cultivate the value of responsibility and the spirit of cooperation. Lastly, this program will increase motivation and discipline as practicing the EKSA emphasize the 5S principle. We also faces various challenges to implement EKSA in Masjid Al-Bakti. First of all, that is high implementation commitment. Second, the changes in members of organization. And lastly, the retention program needs to be intensified to ensure the continuity of EKSA.
In this project, we got to learn a lot of new things, especially on how to implement the mosque into a better way by using the EKSA elements. Other than that, we got to know the background of the Al-Bakti mosque and know how to make an approach to inculcate creativity and innovation. Thus, we learned to give an initiative to the mosque on how to support Go Green practice, and we need to give the efforts to expand the implementation of conducive ecosystem, also create some strategies to ensure the EKSA implementation meets the auditing elements.